The moon is 238,000 miles away. It is the closest thing to us in the entire universe. And the moment you arrived, everything that keeps you alive would begin to come apart. Beyond Earth's protective embrace, the void presents a silent, relentless assault on every cell inside you. And here is the part nobody talks about. Our body. This extraordinary machine, 3 billion years of evolution in the making, perfectly tuned for exactly one environment in all the universe, steps off a ladder onto another world, and immediately begins to fail. Quietly, invisibly, without a single warning light. A light year is 5.8 trillion miles. Our observable universe is 93 billion light-years wide. Take a moment with that number. The moon, the one place beyond Earth a human being has ever stood. It took Apollo astronauts 3 days to get there. 3 days of travel to reach the closest thing to us in the entire universe. And when they arrived, they were still so far from everything their bodies needed that every second on the surface was a biological emergency they simply couldn't feel. In 2006, NASA astronaut Heidemarie Stephanishine Piper returned from a mission to the International Space Station. She was a decorated naval officer. She had trained for years. She was, by every measure, one of the most physically prepared human beings on the planet. The moment she stepped off the landing capsule onto solid ground, her legs gave out. Not from injury, not from illness, from gravity. The thing she had lived with every day of her life had become now something her body no longer knew how to handle. That is what space does. Quietly, methodically, in the background of every breathtaking view and every triumphant mission photograph, space is dismantling you. And we are about to go back. NASA's Artemis program is returning humans to the moon. Longer missions, permanent outposts, eventually Mars, a journey that would take 7 months one way through deep space, with no shelter from what waits out there. So the question isn't just poetic. Would you survive on the moon? What would come back? And would it still feel like you? You are standing on the moon, not floating. Standing. The gravity is real, just enough to feel like something, not enough to feel like home. 1/6 of what your body has known every single day of its life. Your boots press into the regolith. It doesn't crunch. It doesn't shift like sand. It compresses slightly and stays exactly where you left it, because nothing there disturbs it. No wind, no weather, no sound outside the suit. You look up. The sky is black, not the black of a clear night, the absolute black of a place that has no atmosphere to scatter light. The stars don't twinkle. They just exist, fixed and cold and infinite. In a way, they never quite look from Earth. And there is Earth, hanging above the horizon like something that shouldn't be possible, blue and white, and impossibly vivid against all that darkness. Everything you have ever known is on that sphere, 238,000 miles away, and from here it fits inside your thumb. Your bones exist because of gravity. Remove it, and your body starts letting them go. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station lose approximately 1 to 2% of bone density per month. The femur, the strongest bone in the human body, after 6 months without countermeasures, becomes structurally comparable to the bone of a person with advanced osteoporosis. And some of that bone never fully comes back. This is the one that concerns NASA most. Without gravity pulling fluids downward through your body, the optic nerve swells. The back of the eyeball flattens. The eye itself physically changes shape under pressure. Approximately 40% of astronauts returning from long-duration missions report permanently degraded vision. Some needed reading glasses for the first time in their lives. There is currently no confirmed solution. You would come home seeing the world slightly differently than when you left. Your heart is the strongest muscle in your body. Part of what makes it strong is resistance. Every beat pushes blood upward against gravity. Remove that resistance, and the heart adapts. It becomes more efficient in the way that a muscle you stop using becomes more efficient, by shrinking. Scott Kelly spent 340 consecutive days aboard the International Space Station. Upon returning to Earth, he described the sensation of gravity as physically unbearable. Simple tasks felt like moving through concrete. Some astronauts experience orthostatic intolerance after long missions. They faint. They have to relearn how to exist on the planet they came from. Earth has two things that make life on its surface possible: a magnetosphere and an atmosphere. Together, they shield us from the constant stream of cosmic radiation flowing through the solar system. The Moon has neither. No magnetosphere, no atmosphere. The surface sits completely exposed. A 6-month stay would expose a human body to radiation equivalent to approximately 200 chest X-rays. This is the single problem NASA engineers describe as the hardest to solve for long-duration lunar missions: the radiation. You can't feel it. You can't see it. Standing on the surface, watching Earth rise over the crater rim, you would have no physical sensation of the particles passing through you. That is exactly what makes it the most dangerous thing on this list. The Moon looks still from a distance. Up close, it is covered in a layer of material your body was never designed to encounter. Lunar regolith, moon dust. On Earth, dust particles are rounded by wind, water, and time. Lunar dust has never experienced any of this. Under a microscope, a single grain looks like broken glass. It clings to everything, infiltrates equipment, and if inhaled in significant quantities over time, causes damage to lung tissue comparable to silicosis, an irreversible lung disease. The human brain evolved for one world, predictable day and night cycles. The Moon offers none of this. A lunar day lasts approximately 29.5 Earth days, 2 weeks of continuous sunlight followed by 2 weeks of absolute darkness. Studies on Antarctic winter overcruise show measurable brain changes after extended isolation. The hippocampus shrinks. Emotional regulation becomes harder. Decision-making slows. Morale drops sharply. The brain begins grieving the continuation of confinement before it has ended. Every astronaut on an Artemis mission will come home carrying something they didn't bring with them. Bones slightly less dense than before. Eyes that may focus differently on the faces of people they love. A heart that has to relearn what it means to carry its own weight. A body that absorbed radiation it will never fully shed. Lungs that carried dust with no equivalent on Earth. A mind that spent weeks in a darkness with no name for what it felt. Space doesn't ask your permission. It doesn't announce what it's taking. It just quietly, methodically, begins making you less suited for the world you came from, the moment you leave it.